Hello there everybody, my name is Hamaji Gaming, and today we will be investigating the question: who is faster, Tracer from Overwatch or the Scout from Team Fortress 2? Ever since Overwatch was released, I had always wondered who is faster, Tracer or the Scout? I decided to finally answer the question. In this video there will be two tests, a test of foot speed with no abilities or weapons, and a race with all abilities and weapons available to each person. Alright, let's get started. So, first of all, let's examine the Scout. Born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, the Scout is a fast-running scrapper with a baseball bat and a basically really mobile shotgun. He's the fastest and most mobile mercenary on Battlefield unassisted in Team Fortress 2. Aside from all buffs, debuffs, and weapons, his speed is at 133%. He has a height of 1.76 meters and a weight of 55.6 kilos. Now, the number 133% doesn't really help in this situation at all, as in order to compare two different people from two different games, we will need an actual way of measuring the distance traveled, the speed traveled, and the time it took. Looking at the Pyro's height, he has a height of 1.80 meters and an unknown weight. Now, 1.80 is a great number. It finishes with a 0, making it much easier for me to calculate with. Using Source Filmmaker, I tried to get as much accuracy as possible, lining up 10 pyros on the floor for the Scout to run on. 1.8 times 10 equals 18 meters, so now the Scout has 18 meters to run on. Using the Scout's hand as the starting point and end point, I positioned two cameras, one at the start of the pyro line and one at the end. I used the Source Filmmaker's timeline to make sure I could find the exact time where the Scout's hand lined up with the pyro. Let's see the results. As you can see here, the Scout first touched the pyro line at exactly 0.95 seconds, ending at 2.95 seconds. I did the same run at least 3 times just to make sure that it was pretty accurate, and majority of the time, the total time taken was between 1.9 and 2.1, meaning that the average is around 2.0 seconds. Now, using the power of maths, we can use all the data to find the speed of the Team Fortress 2 Scout. If you have no idea how the speed, distance, time thing works, allow me to explain quickly. There are 3 pieces of data: speed, distance, and time. You need at least 2 to find the third one. So for this example, we want to find the speed. Using the formula speed equals distance over time, we know that the distance is 18 meters and the time taken is 2 seconds. So again, using the formula, we get the answer 18 over 2 equals 9 meters per second. So there we have it, the Scout runs at 9 meters a second. Moving on, we have Tracer, also known as Lena Oxton. She is 26 years old. She is an offense hero able to control the speed of her own passage through time thanks to Winston, the Donkey Kong with a PhD. She's able to blink and zip through the battlefield, however not able to in this test. So I was unable to find any real speed or height measurements, even percentages. However, I found an amazing Reddit post done by a guy called Sprite Guy, so all credit of information goes to him. I will be sure to link the Reddit post in the description below. He has done so much research, even making a Google sheet called the OverSheet, displaying all abilities and traits that each hero has. So, taking a close look at the table, we see that Tracer has a base speed of 6 meters a second. Now, I would normally test this in Source Filmmaker or any other program, however, I don't think I can exactly do that. Source Filmmaker would be pretty unreliable, as I'd just be dragging the character and I could make Tracer any speed I wanted at all. So there we have it, Tracer has a speed of 6 meters a second, while the Scout has a speed of 9 meters a second. So for the first test, the Scout wins. However, let's move on to the second test, the 100-meter race, where all abilities, weapons, and anything at all at the character's disposal is able to be used. So first of all, let's focus on Tracer. First of all, Tracer's blink. Tracer's blink was a huge issue to find out. Nowhere on the internet did anyone list how far Tracer blinked, not even just units or meters or anything, so I decided to find out myself. I decided to ask a good friend, GameCam, to help me out. He joined my lobby and just blinked as Tracer right in front of me. I went on to Premiere Pro, cut up the footage, and used 2 parts. One where she was and one where she ended. Since we know her height is 1.62 meters, I tried to approximately find the line of height, then use that line to measure the distance traveled, and honestly, it took a really long time to calculate, so if my math teacher is watching, I apologize. Now, I had to use pixel measurement, which was a giant pain in the ass. I had to slowly go down and count how the pixel count for the overall line was 140.8 pixels and divided it to 14.0 pixels by 10, just making it easier for me. I had to slowly count the pixels up to make sections of the line. I had divided the line into tenths and used that, finally finding that it took up to 8 tenths. Now 14 times 8 equals 112, so we now know that the overall line was 112 pixels, which is 80% of the original line. To find the percentage, we used division. We can find that 112 times 0.8 equals 1.296 meters. 1.296 meters is precisely what we wanted to find. Adding it all up, I found that the travel distance overall was 7.776 meters, rounding it up to 7.8 meters. So we now know that Tracer's blink distance is a whopping 7.8 meters. Let's move on to the Scout. He has quite a few weapons in his disposal, however no real abilities. The Soda Popper, Babyface's Blaster, and the Criticola. First of all, when choosing a weapon, I decided to go with the Babyface's Blaster, as the Criticola is not only bow slower, it also does not stack with the Babyface's Blaster. The Babyface's Blaster increased the Scout speed by 40%. Now, as I have stated before, the Scout's original speed is 133%. But what is the original 100% speed? We first of all know that the Scout's speed is 9 meters a second, which is 133%. So again, using maths, I calculated the 100% speed using reverse percentages, which goes to a good number of 6.77 meters a second. So now we know that 100% is 6.77 meters a second. Back to the Babyface's Blaster, its full charge gives the Scout a maximum of 173% speed, meaning an additional 40% to his already fast speed. 40% of 6.77, 100% is 2.708, so his speed is now 11.708 meters a second with the Babyface's Blaster. Now, to finish this debate, let's put them both in a 100-meter race to see who would win a sprint with all abilities and weapons.
You suck!
As you can see, Tracer had a huge advantage at the start. Leaping forward, using her blinks, she could quickly take the lead. However, due to a 3-second cooldown, she is forced to wait for more charges before being able to blink again. The Scout, however, easily breezes through as a speed of 11.708 meters a second allows him to run much faster than Tracer overall. As Tracer has to wait 3 seconds each time for a charge, she's unable to make any bursts that give her an advantage, allowing the Scout to finally win the race. Thank you buddy so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This video personally was really difficult for me to edit and all that because it was honestly just a huge amount of Source Filmmaker, After Effects, Premiere Pro, all of that stuff. And I put a lot of effort into this video, so I'd appreciate it if you'd slap a like on it or anything else. And thank you buddy so much for watching again. Please subscribe if you want to see more Team Fortress 2 or Overwatch content. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye. Air blast! Get out of my house! Get out of my house! No, you piece of shit!
Touch me now. I'm getting on another Reddit man, but all my invention be the rhythmic kind. Call me Casanova when the records start playing, but the shorty moving over kind of front got me saying, why you giving me the eye? What you giving me a look for?